Hi guys, in this video I'll be talking about a British YouTuber family called the Ingham family. At the start of this, before I get into it, these are all my thoughts and opinions, and I should have looked at the facts first before I did what I did, and an apology to the family if they see it. So if you want to find out what's happened and what's been going on, let's get into the video. I'll see you in a sec, guys. So, as you may or may not know, there has been a family on YouTube, in the news, press, whatever you want to call it, recently about their son, baby Jace. Give you a background story. The Ingham family have been around for quite a while now. I can't remember how many years. It doesn't really matter, but they've been more than a few years on the platform, and they do family vlog channels. They've got 3 girls and a little boy, and it's so nice, and their content is pretty good. But I had a problem about this reborn baby doll, and a lot of people had comments and concerns about this. And if you know, they've recently brought out I think it's on pre-order because they are handmade. They've brought out a doll, a look-alike of baby Jace. My problem I had throughout the videos of them promoting it was that they were saying it's baby Jace, it's baby Jace. And to me, it sounded like it was a carbon copy of their child. The way they introduced it, the way that they were talking about it and stuff like that. And one of the little girls has made outfits for it and got them designed and got them sorted, and nicey. If you're not familiar with a reborn baby doll, to my knowledge, now this is facts to what I know. A reborn baby doll is a reborn baby doll is basically an aid, and also like, if you enjoy collecting, that's great too, but it is mainly an aid to help women or men, to help them get through the loss of their child. And it's a sad fact of reality, but there is a lot of people out there who can't have children, or try not to get emotional because it hurts, can't have children, or children that passes away. The reason why I'm so emotional to this is because it's something really close to my heart. The fact of what the reborn community is. And I don't have any reborn dolls, so I can't physically show you. I don't collect them. They don't do anything for me, but I understand why there's a market for him. The Ingham family, Sarah and Chris, who are the mother and father of their 4 children, got with a company. I'm not going to mention the company's name. I don't want to get in too much crap. Mentioned the company's name that they were working with, and decided on making a reborn doll of Jace, which is fine. Okay, it's what they want to do, that's fine. And then they started promoting it on their YouTube channel. And then it got backlash and people were saying, oh, you're exploiting your kids. Trust me, I know, I was one of them. You're exploiting your kids for money, for views, for XYZ. You don't need the money. You go on all these holidays. And yes, you might work hard, but your kids go on a lot of holidays. And I was exactly in the exact same boat. And this is where I'm going to put myself on the line here and say I did not read all the facts, but my facts were with what I was shown and what they were presented to camera as a family. It was coming out as like a carbon copy of baby Jace. So you weigh up your options there. If you're saying it's one thing and then it's another, just come out with the truth. Now, as I'm recording this on the 5th of August, they brought out another video explaining the situation. I will do my damn hardest to try and link their video below. They have brought out about all the bullying, all the social services coming and ringing them up or whatever, and talking about the doll. My problem was, it was the fact they could have done a video, even if it wasn't sponsored, but they could have done a video explaining the thought behind making baby Jace. And especially to a lot of newcomers that come on the platform, because every day there's new people following, disliking, liking, commenting, explaining, you know, all this, that and the other every day. And if they're going back 2 or 3 vlogs, it doesn't really explain their interaction with the company to start off with before the 4th of August. And it doesn't explain, like, it's this way, it's that way, it's the other way. I'm going to get in total crap for this, but it didn't really explain anything. They just said, oh, look, it's baby Jace, it's baby Jace, it's baby Jace. And that's all well and good, but when you're selling our products that's from £200 to 350 quid, that is a lot of money. And if you've got a family channel that advocates kids on the YouTube channel and, you know, you're selling products, kids are watching it, especially young audiences, which will then go to their mum and dad or whoever, their parent or guardian that are looking after that child, and say, I want baby Jace. And it's like, I felt like they weren't explaining it. The articulations of words wasn't there. So I flew off the handle. I'm not going to lie, I flew off the handle. And I did post on Sarah's, who is the mother of baby Jace, of one of Sarah's Instagram posts about it. Why the hell? And my first line was, why the hell are you doing this? I did not receive any of the facts. I was just hearing it and I jumped on and I went straight to worst case scenario. And to be honest, I deleted. You can go back. It was one of the pictures where she was holding Jace. So she was sat down and holding Jace. At the time of this, it was like the 3rd picture of her Instagram. And I am not saying I don't have an opinion. I do. My opinion, my thought for it was, you're just making money off your children and all this, that and the other. The reason why I said what I said was because they weren't explaining how how they got into making it. They just said, oh, we've made a baby Jace, and you know, you don't know how that process works. So you don't know, if you're not in the reborn community, you don't know what materials they use, how it's sewn together, how does it do this, how does it do that. You don't know. And it's like, you just don't know. And if you don't know of that community, or you're new to the community, you need more information. And basically what I'm saying is, there was lack of information before this video came out. So I am going to put this out here. They made a 20 odd minute video explaining what's been going on, which is fine. They have a right to do and voice their concerns. That's what it is. But what I'm saying is that I flew off the handle. I jumped on the bandwagon of everybody else. I watched 2 or 3 gossip channels on YouTube, if you want to call it that, and I didn't. I was just agreeing, and I didn't let the facts lie. But my problem was the lack of explanation about this reborn doll, about the way they got to the company, the way they formed the relationship, the way they, communicated and had all this. And it was just lack of information. That's what annoyed me as much. There was no articulated words of it was made from a mold, or it was a casting of another doll, or it's hand painted, or there wasn't really much information on these videos about it. They were just basically saying it was baby Jason. This is how to get it, and if you come here, we'll do this, that and the other, and that's great. But you've got families on a low income, and I know they've only made 250, and I know it's a niche market, but 200 to 350 just for the doll and a few items of clothes is a lot of money if you're not into that, and it's just like a fad thing, because that's what parents could see it as. It's just a fad. There was no communication basically on how they got involved with the company, and that was my biggest bugbear. That was really my biggest bugbear, because like I said, people who are trying to make it online and stuff needs to be more informative for that parent to sit down and say, yes, I would like to get my son or daughter that doll, or can we actually afford it? Can we do this? Can we do that? And that was my biggest bugbear. There wasn't enough worded or articulation of explaining on how much, where to get it. They said it was this shop's name. I understand that throughout the vlogs, but they just kept calling it Baby Jace, and there wasn't enough information about it in their vlogs for me personally, with what I've seen. I might have missed something, I don't know. I could have well have. It was the lack of, also, it was they could have said it was a mould, so they have a generic mould and they use that, and then what they do is, now a lot of reborn babies are made in a generic mould. Just a generic face, just a generic body, whatever you want to call it. And then they'll get them painted to look like, or no, to look similar to Jace, for example, which is fine, but they needed to say that. That was, for me, where the confusion was. It was the terminology that they were using made my blood boil so much. And then I saw this video that they posted up yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, which it would have been the 4th of August. And they stated all the problems and concerns that they've been having, explained more about the doll, which annoyed me so much, because they could have just sat down, like I said before, they could have just sat down for 5 or 10 minutes explaining what the doll will be looking like, how it's been done, what's it made from, all this, that and the other, and it would have factored in the price of the doll, you know what I mean? But there wasn't that initial information out there, and that was annoying. And then they go and it had to blow up to the point where I blew up at him, and I shouldn't have, and I am totally so sorry. You can believe me or not, I genuinely mean this. I am so sorry to the Ingham family for putting that post up. I have deleted it, and I put that post up 4 days ago, and I am so sorry. But you've got to see it from consumers, your viewers, the adults that watch your channels, as well as the children that watch your channel, that you needed to be more articulated in your wording to explain more. And you weren't doing that in your vlogs. You were just saying, to my eyes and the way it looked to me, oh, it's baby Jace, it's baby Jace, it's baby Jace. So that means, like, you could have explained it. Yes, you probably wouldn't have got paid for it, but you could have put whatever in to explain how you got hold of it, how you got into making this, how it's done. And there was no explanation, and there was lack of explanation until you made the video that they put up on the 4th of August and stating, this is how we got with the company and this is how it is now. And you explained very well about how it was made, what it meant, how it was done, how they made it look similar to Jace, how they made it the character it is. You explained that. If you only did that at the start of coming out with the product, then you wouldn't have got, me personally would have felt, oh, it's a product, they're selling it, great, good for them, it's a general, okay, fair enough. I wouldn't have shouted, like, done what I did on Instagram, but you didn't come across as like that to start off with, and that was the problem. So my apology is, I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited for you to come out with a video, but also I feel like you should have come out with one sooner. You should have done an explanation on, we've worked with this company, Esme's had it, or Esme's had a reborn doll from this company and she absolutely loved it. We got talking. They should have done all this explanation in a video before it got this far, and it never happened. It had to get to where it is for them to make a video, and it shouldn't have been like that. And yes, I was bang out of order for saying what I said. I was bang out of order, but I understand completely people's concern, because they weren't really explaining it before this video. So you know, there wasn't really much information out there. And if you're paying 200 to 350 quid on this doll and realising that that's a lot of money, that's just saying change down the back of the sofa for some people. That's people's money. And you needed to explain all this of how you got involved, how this happened, how did so-and-so, Emily, whoever, one of the children decided to design the t-shirt, how did they do it, and what was the thought? You didn't need to say a lot to make it sense. And even though you did a 20-minute video yesterday about it all, it would have been nicer early on. It just came to a point where it got too much. I don't believe that they deserve what they got backlashed in. I really don't. I don't wish that upon anybody. They don't deserve it. In a whole, they're really good family vloggers, and they are incredible at what they do. And yes, they take the kids away a lot. That's their choice. That's them making memories, as she stated in the video, yesterday's video. Sarah did, and that was it. But it's gone too far. But that's my opinion. All I could do is apologise, and I mean that so much. I wouldn't want anything horrible to happen to him. But just be aware that in the future, can you please be more clear on what you're selling or advertising on your channel, because that is the main problem. That was the main problem. So leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.